hottest topics that I get questions from nurses about, that I get questions from you about, is about positions for your labor and birth. I have an entire nursing class. It's an 8-hour nursing class. It is our bestseller on physiologic birth, where I teach all of the mechanics of what happens in the body and how do we adjust the body through our position changes for labor to help make your labor faster, make your labor easier, maybe even have less pain, etc., using the physiology, meaning the structures in the body and the weight of the baby's head, etc., to help get this baby down and out faster for you. And so today I am going to give you my favorite holy grail position that I use with every single patient, and I'm sure all of our nurses are using. It is one of the most popular positions there is for patients or for people who are giving birth with an epidural. So this you can do without an epidural. Obviously, Sophia doesn't have an epidural right here. So you can do this in bed, but this is a laying, sort of resting position. And the point of it is that we are tilting the pelvis in a way and opening up the pelvis in a way, which, where's my pelvis? I always need my pelvis. Okay, that what happens with the pelvis is that you can actually open up the pelvis where the baby is in order to create more space. So initially, for most of labor, meaning when your cervix is dilating 0 to 10 centimeters, as the baby is kind of making their way into this pelvis, we want to open up the top of the pelvis. The other thing is that the pelvis is tilted forward. And so when the baby's coming down, it's hitting on that pubic bone. And so what we want to do is we want to make this hole super accessible to the baby, that it's not trying to fit in and it can't really fit in. We want it to just plop on down. And so this position will help you with that. Now, stay tuned for the second part, because I'm going to show you my favorite position without an epidural or pre-epidural, because a lot of you, at least in the States, the numbers are very high for people that get an epidural, which is perfectly fine, but you can use the other position before you get your epidural and then have this one in your back pocket to help speed up labor, make it easier and faster for you. So my favorite position for an epidural is called flying cowgirl. I believe this is a Spinning Babies. I think Gail Tully is the one that made it up and made it popular. And so we want to use this position for early labor into active labor before the baby is fully settled in the pelvis. Step 1 of your labor to help speed things up is we want to say, come on in, baby. There's so much space here. And that is what this position will do. So my recommendation is, as long as your baby is still high, ask your nurse and say, is my baby high? Is it settled into the pelvis, or is it super duper low? If your baby is still high, and for the majority of your labor, it will be, after you get your epidural and you get all settled, they put in your Foley catheter, you lay on your side, go into the flying cowgirl position. When in doubt, do both sides, that I teach our nurses, and it's in our Motion app, how to apply this stuff. And you can literally access my brain for how to speed up your labor for labor and birth. I'll drop that down below as well. It's for providers, but use it with your nurse, and your nurse can read all the things and then make a suggestion for you. I'll also drop our position guide link down below as well, because all of these positions and more are available to you. All right, so flying cowgirl, the key here is you gotta get set up. So you're gonna be on your side, and then I'm going to have you, Sophia. You do need a peanut ball, so you can have your peanut ball ready, and most of your hospitals will have a peanut ball. So you're going to go pencil straight to start. All right. And the key here is, and you can actually scoot your pelvis just a little bit forward because you need more space behind you. So sort of sneak up towards the front of the bed. And then she's going to be straight from shoulder to foot. So it's perfectly pencil straight. The key here is we want to keep the upper part of her body from her shoulder to her knee this same angle. So it's going to be fully straight here. And the only thing we're going to change is, one, I'm going to throw a peanut ball between your legs. Okay. And that's going to go between your knees, because we want your knees wider than your feet for opening up that pelvis. But then you're going to kind of hug the peanut ball with that bottom leg. And we're strictly just going to bring the legs backwards. Okay. Now she's a little wobbly here, right? And so if you are a support person, if you are a doula, if you are the nurse that's watching this, we want to make sure that there's no rocking and that she doesn't have to guard her body, meaning hold herself in position. Okay. So that might mean a pillow underneath here. That might mean one in the back. But the goal is, if you notice, it's fully straight from knee to shoulder, and then the legs are just pulled up behind. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to tilt the pelvis forward so that the hole in the pelvis is no longer shaped forward because the baby's trying to come down and into that hole. It's going to scoop it so that the baby can just plop in. You are in this position for about 20 to 30 minutes, up to an hour. When that hour is over, flip to the other side, do the other side. There's a little bit more science that can go into this. And so if you have a bundle birth nurse, ask them to resource their brain and ask them if they've been to our physiologic birth class, because they'll have lots and lots of tools there. But this is effective enough. And so what you can do here, once you're in position, just rest. If you're a partner, you can do some leg massage. You can kind of help breathe. You want to tuck in some pillows behind her so that she's not having to stabilize herself on the bed. And then you're just here and you're letting the contractions do the work to bring the baby down. You're enjoying your epidural, and then you're allowing the physiology to assist you, not hinder you, for your labor progress, meaning letting that baby into your pelvis. Let me know if you try this position for your labor, or maybe you're like, oh my gosh, my nurse did that with me. I did this weird like Superman flying woman thing in my labor, and that really, if it helped you, let us know. I know for me, again, I use this almost every single labor, and I swear it's like the baby's really high, they get their epidural, they rest, and all of a sudden they're feeling pressure, or the next check, the baby has come down, because when you understand the body, when you understand physiology, it works and it helps you, again, to support that labor progress. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with a friend, and then make sure you subscribe so that you can come back for that next non-epidural position, or what I'll call an early labor position, that you can use while you're having contractions at home. And then if you want more from me, you can check out the description box down below where you can take my bundle birth class. I have a full visualization, coping with labor, newborn care, all sorts of other things, and services available to you. Check everything out at bundlebirth.com. And then, of course, don't forget to flex and flow, and I will see you so soon. Bye. Stop. We're strong. There you go. Okay, I'm talking to you. I always need my freaking pelvis.